like round robin style and kind of go just everyone explain what you're drawing from with your character? If you're not a Real Housewives fan, where do you find the comedy? And if you are a Real Housewives fan, which if you're willing to call out the people that you're just like, oh, I've pulled from you.
Well, let me say that Donna and Danielle, who wrote the script, wrote and created these characters. So we were sort of given, our person. I play Veronica von der Von, and I am Lisa Vanderpump and Sonia from New York mashed together. So I would say that's, cougary.
Plastic surgery, like really loving it.
Yeah, loving it. Young boyfriend, very into my dog, very close to my dog. That kind of, yeah.
My name's Kristen Schaal.
Well, yes.
Oh, sorry. That's what we've been saying. And I play...
You've been saying. I haven't been saying my name's Kristen Schaal.
No, it might work for you. I'm kidding. Kim Richards is the housewife from Beverly Hills that my character, Amanda Simmons, is loosely based on, being a child star. But my character is a lot different. I mean, her child success was one commercial. And so, yeah, so a lot of it was what Donna and Danielle wrote. And then just like, I don't know, just like where a person would be in that situation where they have an addiction, but they're in a reality series. Like, what is that?
A terrible idea.
Yeah, exactly. So
terrible idea.
Yeah,
That's being done somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, everywhere.
What do we? I keep forgetting.
Say your name.
My name is Tymberlee Hill, and I play Faye Fag.
And are you basing her on someone specific?
Nene Leakes. She's also got a little Phaedra in there, and like a dash of Wendy Williams, who is her housewife.
I was going to say.
But she is
there.
like a housewife honorary because
Wendy
she
Williams-
creates the platform.
Yeah, was she like in a musician? Wasn't she like
Was
a
she
musician?
in a musician?
I mean, she might have been.
No, I think she was. Okay,
In a musician?
I'll move back to
What
this.
is that? We're going
to
have to Google.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Angela Kinsey, and I play Crystal, Amanda's sister. I forget who I'm based on, because it's a lot of names I didn't know, because I'd never seen the Real Housewives.
No, Kim's you.
Who is,
Kim's not super Christian.
Alexis.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I had never seen the Real Housewives, so they sent me some links, which, as I've said, made me very uncomfortable. I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like so many times, like the lady spoke, and I was like, "Don't say that," or "you're someone's child." But I enjoyed it. Like at the same time, then I felt guilty for that. But I'm oversharing.
No, that's great.
maybe a little. I sort of based her for myself since I wasn't super familiar with the show. It's just like. Just a mesh of a few country club ladies that growing up I had met, like where church is kind of a social thing, and it's more about hanging out and parties than God.
Right.
And it was really fun to play someone ditzy and very different than what I've been doing for a while.
Now, I mean, obviously The Real Housewives is a reality show, and this is a comedy. But there is so much comedy in The Real Housewives just because we can't believe the things that come out of their mouths. How do you find this is tonally different in terms of it's expected to be a comedy? Are there things that you have to do to go even bigger than what The Real Housewives already does?
I think that from what I saw, and I have not seen very many, but I did watch a few, and I found them incredibly, to me, boring. Nothing was happening.
I have to say, I felt that as well.
There was no plot going on. There was a party, and I'm mad at you for no reason. And I think even though I don't think that's played to be funny. I think it is very serious. They're trying to make it like a soap opera drama, and I think that the Hotwives show just sort of calls that out for what it is. Yeah. Nothing's happening. It's so dumb. Exactly. They take themselves seriously, even though they do, and that's why we laugh at them.
Right? And it's a lot of women who are claiming that, again, they don't want any drama. They're trying to just be good people, raise their kids, but every choice they make is pretty much antithetical to actually that happening. Yeah. So that right there, to call that out is funny enough.
And I think some of the audience, like yourself, some maybe on a more sophisticated audience can see that this is built for entertainment and that it's not real. But then there's a large portion of people who think that this is real, and it's
God,
surprising.
I hope people think that we're real.
A lot of people have said to me, "Why are you doing a reality show based on a reality show?" And I was like, "Because we're not doing a reality show. No one is following us anywhere. I mean, that's the look of it, but
And a
we
reality
went to
show
a
is
place and
not
we're all
real.
actors and we're
The truth
it's
is,
not
though,
reality
I think
show.
the more people become familiar with the show that you're on, the more they associate you with that character. Because I have people who come up to me and be like, "How many cats do you really have?" I'm like, 1, not 13. You know, like it's like, but they do sort of think that that's who you are.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things when I was sent links that I watched was just people eating and not saying anything.
There's a lot of reaction, eye contact, a lot of like two people looking at each other like, who's gonna say something, and then that person casually.
How can
Right.
you not see that it's not when they're in a restaurant and their table's in the middle of the restaurant and there's
No one
cameras
else is in
all
the
around the
restaurant.
restaurant?
Empty.
Now, why
And
did
the
you
restaurant's
ask me
empty.
here tonight?
Yeah.
It's like because the set was here and this is why we rented it out. That's like,
So all that being said, and obviously you're finding great examples of why it's funny. What are some of the things that you've done with your characters on Hotwives to differentiate from that kind of humor? And if they're making eye contact and it's over the top,
You have to differentiate.
Okay.
I think the idea is to come at with whatever kind of brand of honesty. I mean, we're actors. Our whole goal, whether it's a parody or not, is to make this character something that you believe. If you don't buy it, then it doesn't matter. If you're just looking at a bunch of people be clowns and be ridiculous,
just a
nobody
long
cares.
sketch that just
Exactly.
doesn't stand.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. But I feel like what we did was we infused it with
A
talent.
grounded, yeah.
I mean, like a grounded talent, like acting. That we are acting.
Right.
We don't have to try to make it different. It is inherently different because it's not our life.
right. What is the craziest thing each of you, I know you've probably been asked this a lot, but have to do this season?
Oh man.
What was that?
well, I
you had
had
a
to
lot.
yell, I had to whisper into a little girl's ear that I hated her and she should leave.
And then
That's pretty bad.
And then Tymberlee and I were at a strip club at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning, getting like reamed from behind by two oiled up men.
We had breakfast burritos.
Yeah,
and
we had
then
breakfast
got taken
burritos
from behind.
and then taken from behind.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Right?
Oh, that is a good morning.
Nice day.
Yeah.
It was a nice day. I enjoyed myself.
The good old
That
days.
was-
I did a few scenes where just like while I'm talking, I just kick Kristen.
Oh, nice.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Like, and
That's
I always
hilarious.
was worried about kicking her and like,
Yeah.
why, who does that? I just like spontaneously, and I said I had a leg thing.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
a
only
leg
kick
syndrome.
you.
Yeah.
I had to make out with a very young man.
that's
He kept
what
calling
I
me
said.
ma'am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I have a very young boyfriend who's just recently been bar mitzvah.
And it's creepy because he looks even younger than he is.
Yeah.
in life.
Although I think
He
they
looks-
actually wanted to get someone who looked even younger,
Yeah.
but
But they would literally have to be.
they would have to actually
Yeah.
be underage.
Right. And just really quickly on that note, a little word about the men of the show, the house husbands, if you will. I mean, you just mentioned yours. Can you all
Yeah.
kind of tease the relationships you guys have?
My character doesn't have a
Not
husband.
not at all throughout
No,
the season.
no love.
boyfriends, nothing.
Wait. Well, you have a
You
little
have
love at the
boyfriends,
end.
actually.
Oh, right. I mean,
find
she
some
gets
love at the
around.
end.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
no stay.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Feifei and her husband, my husband's an athlete. Basically, what we do is get divorced so we can get married again, so we can get divorced.
Nice.
It's like our thing. He's a chronic cheater. But we're happiest when we're getting divorced.
Yeah.
That's what did she say? Divorce is what makes our marriage work.
Well, my character is married to like a very dominating, controlling guy, and who I think basically tells her she's not smart all the time.
Yeah.
And I hope, like I told them, if season 2 comes around, I want her to like hit up the pool guy, something like have a huge like awakening of like you're a jerk. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm going with that guy with the net.
Raul.
Right. Which I mean happens on those shows. So
Yeah.
yeah. Great. Well, thank you guys